Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the greatest podcast on earth, the most insightful podcast on earth, the funniest podcast, the most entertaining podcast. You know the name, the LaVar Walker Daily Show. What's up? I hope you up. I hope you're having a good morning. Today is Tuesday. It was great. Yesterday was a great day. It was my wife's birthday. I surprised her with a really nice gift. I got her some shoes, some Valentino rock star slingbacks. I don't know. They were some Valentino shoes, a cake, some flowers, a couple of cards, and we ended up going out to eat. We went to one of our favorite spots in Atlanta, Barcelona Wine Bar. And we waited, so we just went across the street to Bar Taco, and we had a really, really good time. It was good to spend that time to celebrate her journey and her birth into the world, and also her being a great wife and just a wonderful life partner whom I love. So happy birthday again, honey. I hope you really enjoyed your birthday yesterday. Now we got good news. Uncle Drew, I'm excited about this. Uncle Drew has been named the #1 comedy in America, which is great because I wasn't just a cast member of the movie. I was hired to be the comedy consultant for the movie. And if I did applause breaks and put a little applause sound in, it would insert right here. So, wow, that is amazing. I'm super excited about that, man. Great opportunity. When I was on set, I only spoke good things into the movie. I spoke good things into Kyrie and going to the Celtics. I spoke great things into the Celtics, making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And just great things into the movie all around. So we just need to speak great things into existence. And when you speak those things into existence, they typically come into reality. So that was just phenomenal. I was just looking at some old pictures where I was actually, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see I'm standing with the director, Charles Stone, and we were going over a couple of lines for Lisa Leslie, just to make it funny. Now, the thing about I'm going to tell you something about being a comedy consultant. Like, every idea, they was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So you might submit thousands of ideas, and they might pick 50 of them. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where you're there to kind of give a little insight to where it's going. When I watched the movie, a lot of stuff was cut out, but the things that were cut out were right because it just wasn't needed. And they had the movie kind of flowing the movie flowed really fast. I mean, they cut a lot out. They cut out whole scenes. And that's another reason why I was so thankful, man, just to make it on the screen. People don't understand. You could go audition for a role, get the role, say the lines or whatever, and it's a possibility that you could end up on the editing floor where they cut your scene. Because there were a lot of parts in there that got cut out. There was just no room for them. So this is a tremendous blessing, and, it just shows how God works, and I'm just so thankful for the opportunity. Really thankful. So I'm going to start this podcast off by telling anybody that's in school, college, if you're considering pharmacy school, do not go. Don't go to pharmacy school. It's over. I'm a pharmacist as well. I got out in 2002. When I got out of pharmacy school, there was a huge demand. There was a national crisis in regards to the demand, which blew the salaries up to maybe 100,000. Over 100K a year. Well, now there's market correction. There's saturation. There's a pharmacy school on every goddamn corner. They've increased class sizes. And at the same time, what caused the big demand when I got out of school was that they switched the pharmacist program where you could typically get a bachelor's degree and just come out as a RPH. It went from a bachelor's degree to a PharmD, which is a doctorate degree in pharmacy. So you had a total of 4 or 5 years where nobody came out of school. At the same time, the retail chains did this huge expansion of stores where CVS and Walgreens were competing to open the most stores. And that's what caused such a huge demand. Well, over the years, what has happened? They've opened up more schools. They've increased class sizes. At the same time doing that, Amazon is coming to the market. A lot of the stores, Walgreens, CVS, they've closed stores down. They've pushed back operating hours, which, pushes other pharmacists out to further increase the pool of applicants. And then you have all of these schools. And just yesterday, Amazon announced that it's getting into the pharmacy game. If you go into any retail store right now, especially at CVS or Walgreens, their front store is dying. The reason it's dying, because across the street is a dollar store. So all that shit they sell in the front, you can get at the dollar store. So the people's only reason for even coming into these stores are primarily for medication. That's it. So what's going to end up happening with Amazon entering the market, they bought a pharmacy called PillPack. PillPack is some shit they paid $1 billion for. The founders of this shit made $100 million a piece off of this deal. It is basically probably just seamless, where your doctor will just email your prescription to PillPack, and by the time you get home from the doctor's office, I don't know, I'm guessing your medicine will be right there. The only way that CVS or Walgreens would be able to compete would be if, your order goes in for your medicine and something fucks up in the chain where they can't get that medicine to you on time. Or if you leave in the hospital and you need your pain medication or your antibiotics fucking immediately. That is the only fucking thing. Other than that, this shit is oversaturated. The pharmacy schools they're not being honest with kids. They're telling them to go be a clinical fucking pharmacist. And I work at a HMO, and they only have 2 positions for a clinical pharmacist in the whole fucking state. So that's a fucking farce. They're lying. They're lying to the kids because every seat in that pharmacy school is $150K in loans. So it's $150,000 a student. You fucking right, I'm gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you there's plenty of jobs and this is a lie. But it's just not true. If you look at the ADI, which is the aggregate demand index, a 5 is a high demand and a 1 is low demand. All across the nation, we're hovering at about a 2.5, which means the demand is not there no more. It's too much supply. Now, some pharmacy schools, they're starting to see a dip in pharmacy applications from students. And some schools are even shrinking class sizes at this point because a lot of these motherfuckers not even passing the NAPLEX. So you got these schools now, and this is what happens too. This is a terrible feedback mechanism. So what's going to happen as applications decline to these pharmacy schools? The schools are going to lower their fucking standards to get anybody in to fill these seats to get the goddamn money. So people are going to be in the $200,000 worth of debt, and they're not going to be able to pass the fucking NAPLEX. So it's just a whole game, and it's all fucked up. So if you're smart enough to be a pharmacist, you're smart enough to be a dentist or a physician or even a fucking surgeon. And you're smart enough to be a computer programmer, a coder. You can do that. But stay the fuck away from pharmacy. It's over. It's fucking over. It's not coming back. And by the time, I thought maybe robots would take us out, right? That's not the case. It's the saturation. It's the saturation. You got a $200,000 loan, kids are coming out, and these chains are giving what the fuck they want. And it's just simple supply and demand. And I don't even know if these chains are going to be able to survive Amazon. I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm 40 years old. I'm the new old person. I'm not going to the fucking pharmacy. If I can hit a button to save time, I'm going to hit that fucking button and the shit will come to my house. So it's over. It is fucking over. Go tell a friend to tell a friend that it's over. And they are fucking lying to you. I don't who's ever listening to this, if you are in pharmacy, you're a dean at a college or whatever, quit fucking lying to these kids. I don't need to lie. I'm not taking their tuition money. I'm not taking the debt that they're going to fucking have when they get out and they're not going to get a job, because they're not. They're not. They're just not. And even with CVS, they're tightening and tightening and tightening and cutting and cutting and cutting. And, it's just a matter of time. And they're trying to survive, but it's a matter of time before, honestly, there won't be any retail stores. You might have a satellite pharmacy. They might be able to grab a couple of contracts where it's a satellite pharmacy inside of a fucking emergency room or something like that to give people the medicine when they need. But other than that, that'll be fucking it. So that is the stark, bleak reality of pharmacy right now. A lot of people ask me that shit, but I just want to give you that. All right. Moving right along. LeBron leaving Cleveland. That means he is about to take the whole fucking Cleveland economy with him. Yes, he gave you guys championships. He also gave you an economy, and all them motherfuckers about to move. The tickets in that goddamn arena are going to go back to $15. The people selling the candy and the popcorn and that merchandise, that shit is going to dry up. Those bars around that arena, it's going to take a big hit. He is probably going to extract billions of dollars out of that goddamn economy that's coming with him. But he did give you guys the chance, and I hope you save the money, because Cleveland will never see a championship again. And I'm sorry to say that. I don't mean to get negative, but it's just not going to happen. He broke the curse. He did it for his city, and y'all can't do nothing but show him love. But it's over. I'm sure even the vendors might be moving to fucking L.A. Well, they can't, because that shit is already established. But L.A. tickets, man, I'm sure the tickets to the Lakers games right now, you talking $600, man, for a nosebleed. You can forget about it. Man. Walmart is selling Impeach 45 clothing. So now all of the fucking MAGA supporters are up in arms about boycotting Walmart. Well, the thing about that is, you motherfuckers can't afford, a lot of the rednecks can't afford to boycott Walmart. So that 4-hour boycott that y'all about to do is not going to hurt Walmart. They need to get this motherfucker out of there, and y'all know that shit, and I don't know why y'all playing. You don't have any, he's tearing your fucking healthcare apart. You can't afford your fucking medicine. He doesn't give a fuck about you. Trump does not give two fucks about poor people. At all. At all. This man has nothing in common. He's never been poor. He lives on top of a gold fucking castle in New York, nigga. He don't give two fucks about a poor person. He's killing your jobs, the trade barriers and shit. The farmers, they got no Mexicans and nothing to work on the fucking farm. It's sad. It's fucking sad. But this is what y'all want. This is what you wanted. So, good. But that motherfucker needs to go. Now, I'm starting to think with all of the trading that's going on in the NBA, they have like all these. Okay, so LeBron is in LA. Golden State just got Boogie Cousins. What I'm trying to say is the league is getting to the point where they only need 4 fucking teams. Fuck everybody else. There are far too many fucking super teams. What happened to the franchise players? Back in the day when I was coming up, you had Michael Jordan for the Bulls. You had what's that motherfucker's name? Karl Malone for the Utah Jazz. You had Clyde Drexler in Portland. You had Magic Johnson in LA. You had Larry Bird for the Celtics. You don't even have franchise fucking players anymore. The only teams we know about is wherever LeBron goes and Golden State. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. It's fucking dumb. Like, and I don't know. Maybe the play, and I get it. The players are like, you know what? Fuck that, because these niggas will trade you. There's no loyalty on either side. So I'm not going to fault the players, because from an owner standpoint, they want to win and the players want to win. So I get it, because the owner trade a player, he won't give a fuck. I'm going to get rid of this motherfucker, give me somebody else. And that's how they do. They're very, very ruthless. But it's turning to just this, it's bullshit, man. Every other team is hurting. Like, they don't have no fucking bite. Who's going to the Hornets games? Who's going to the Hawks? Hawks tickets are $8. No, they need to change. They need to sit down and do something with the rules, man, because this is crazy. Every team is a fucking super team. So you might as well just have 4 teams play and just run some Harlem, because the league is turning into the Harlem Globetrotters versus the Shooting Stars. That's what it's turning into. So you might as well just have somebody go in there and just, what's the purpose? These guys playing 82 games for what? For what? For the cable deal or something? I don't get it. So I think that's it. One last thing, we really need to revamp the education system in America. It needs to be totally fucking revamped. We have been trained the last 100 years to live in an industrial age, and living in an industrial age does not apply to 2018. There are no fucking factory. You don't come out of school and work in the fucking factory. You don't. You have to create. You have to be a business person, and you're going to have to learn how to code or do different shit to survive in this economy. They need to do a total fucking revamp. Kids don't need books anymore. They have iPads. Why the fuck? They're still selling books. That's such a ripoff. Colleges are selling fucking books. Why are you selling me a book, sir? I can pull this shit up on my iPad. It's sad. And something needs to be done about it. And I really think that the American economy is going to be brought to their knees, to our knees, in regards to this the trillions and trillions of dollars of student loan debt that is lurking, that is a shadow over America. That's just lurking and waiting to hit at any time. It's going to cripple America. That's going to be the next big shit that hits. Remember, you heard it right here at the LaVar Walker Daily Show podcast. That's what's going to do it. I mean, because you got kids, it's sad, man. They need to put in some rules. See, capitalism, the thing about America, we live in a capitalistic system. Capitalism, left unchecked, turns into aristocracies, and it turns into plutonymies. Now, if you want to know what aristocracy and plutonymy means, look it up. Well, plutonymy, of course, is just the 1% ruling every fucking thing. Because capitalism, left unchecked, takes us back to socialism. Because if you leave it unchecked, greedy motherfuckers come in and they take every goddamn thing. Everything. That's why we literally have what's called Sherman antitrust laws in place. We have those in place for fair competition. Okay? So you just can't have for like the government will have to scrutinize Amazon to break them up. Like they bought PillPack. If they make systems where nobody can compete, no, we have to go in and break that shit up. You see what I'm saying? So you cannot leave capitalism unchecked. And we're leaving it unchecked in education. We're leaving it unchecked. The government needs to step in. If you're coming out of school and you're a history major and you're accruing $250,000 in debt, they should block it. They should set limits on the majors. So if you're a history major, no, we're only going to give you $15,000 for 4 years for that major. That's what that's what we're going to allot. As the plus loans, we're only going to allot $15,000 for this major because the return on this major is not going to give us our money back. And then kids go into forbearance, deferment, and it continues. So there needs to be some type of governing board that comes in on these student loans to help people or to, stop these greedy ass fucking schools from doing this shit. And see, a lot of these professors and shit with tenure, they're fucking scary. That's why they're professors. They don't want to live in the real goddamn world. It's so easy to be a professor. You show up, you're institutionalized. Like, come on. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Well, I think that's going to wrap up this episode of the LaVar Walker Daily Show. And before I go, I just want to let you know that your thoughts determine your reality. Your thoughts and your words determine your reality. So be very, very mindful of the people in your circle, the people you talk to, the words that you spew. And you always reap what you sow. So if you put negative shit out about yourself or spewing negative, like it's going to come back. So just be very, very mindful and thankful. Gratitude helps our attitude, which increases our latitude. So I'm going to go over what I'm thankful for, and you can say what you're thankful for as well. I'm thankful for a roof over my head. I'm thankful to be able to have spent, to have had a dinner with my wife for her birthday. I'm thankful for the health of my child, my wife, health of my parents, family. Thankful to be here talking to you on this podcast this morning. Thankful for the opportunity to work on the Uncle Drew film, to be in the Uncle Drew film. Thankful that the Uncle Drew film is the #1 comedy in America today. And I'm thankful once again to be here with you. So that's going to wrap up another episode of LaVar Walker Daily Podcast Show. If you're new to this podcast, please go like, subscribe, and comment. If you have been listening to this podcast and you have liked, subscribe, and comment, thank you for doing that. And I'm going to wrap this up, man. So thank you, guys. I'm going to see you tomorrow. And this has been another episode of LaVar Walker Daily Show Podcast. Take care. Hey!